On today's episode of One and Our Sports Show, our Halloween special, we'll go over Texas football's comeback win, a great World Series, the NBA season tip-off, and college basketball preview. Hot topics in the sports world, we'll play some trivia, pick some games, and so much more. So stay tuned and join us on our 1-0 Halloween special.
We're going to have an exciting show. We're going to talk about the NFL divisional round and what we expect from it. We talk about Texas's inconsistent start in Big 12 play for men's basketball. We'll finish with some talk about our women's basketball team. So we got a packed show today.
I got to go the other way. You know, Texas A&M, they got a lot of identity issues. Are they an agricultural school? Are they military? Are they blue collar? Are they academics? They're all over the place. So
now, I'm always a sucker for a one-handed catch. I have tiny hands. I need 3 of them just to catch a football. So this one-handed grab in the end zone, that's just super impressive in my eyes. That's going to be my play of the week.
Mayo pour on college game day. Look at this. Just the guy and the North Carolina, South Carolina game. He's just straight eating it, shirt off, rubbing it on his body.
Hey, listen, the Cinderella story ends here, Texans. I'm sorry, man. The chariots turns back into the pumpkin. It struck midnight. Whatever you want to say. I think it ends here.
Good morning, not good evening, but salutations. Welcome to 1-0. And before we get started, today's show is brought to you by Cap Metro, ONZ's transit system. They connect you to work, school, play, and everywhere in between. Texas football is back at home, so plan your ride at this weekend's game at capmetro.org. So, getting into it, as you can see, I am one of your hosts, Georgie Ruiz, and I don't even know what at this point. And we got
I'm your other host, Addison J. I was Fries. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we just got into the prop closet a little bit.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, but okay. So first, starting off on one of our faves, we got our who's hot and who's not. So who's hot for you today?
So I have the Oklahoma City Thunder. I feel like although it's still early in the season, they are 6-0 right now, and they're one of the last few undefeated teams, so I feel like they're just showing that they're still dominant, especially after their championship last year. They're still working together really well as a team. SGA is doing really, really well this season, averaging about 34 points a game. And then that and just combined talent from Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams, I feel like we just kind of see that trio like dominate again, just like they did last season.
No, I agree, and I can't wait to see. But mine is also a NBA team, but give me the San Antonio Spurs. They're on a high right now, especially Victor Wembanyama. He scored a 40-piece in his opener against the Mavericks this season, and then now he's keeping up those stats. I mean, he's a guy with very great genetic build. I mean, he's using it to his fullest, just like other athletes in the past, like Michael Phelps. That's what I think. I was like, if you bred for this and you're made for this, it's so good that you actually succeed. So yeah, Victor Wembanyama.
Amazing for him.
Exactly, he's doing really good,
well.
and he's doing a really good player, and he's just. I mean, he's doing
great.
Who's gonna want to block that man? But
right.
for who's not, I'm sorry, my Mookie. I love doing Red Sox, but you're just not doing too hot this year. Mookie Betts is on a cold streak this World Series, and so are the Dodgers too. Everybody thought the Dodgers were gonna sweep the Blue Jays, but no,
girl.
like they're
That
actually
did not happen.
Blue Jays are 3-2 right now. So yeah, who's hot? Who's not hot right now? I say Mookie Betts. He even says, I wish I could say it was for lack of effort, but it's not. I don't know what's going on. He's just bad right now.
Yeah,
but
a little bit.
it's okay. But who you got, Addie?
So I actually went with a hockey team. So I have the Florida Panthers. They won the Stanley Cup in 2024 and 2025, but they just can't seem to get it together this year. So in their last game, they played the Anaheim Ducks, and they lost in a shootout. So currently their season is 5-5-1, and it's just like they've got all these good returning players, but it's just like they can't seem to find their rhythm this year. So I really don't know what's happening. It is still early in the season, but they're not hot right now.
No, and that's so understandable. And you know, it's only gonna see how they still have a little bit of time to fix it up.
But like, you know,
we'll see.
hockey's fast.
We'll see what happens. Okay, but now moving on to what is trending. So Addie, after losing 18 and an 18-inning thriller,
Long
oh my gosh, sorry,
game.
Monday night, Toronto Blue Jays have opened up a 3-2 lead, as we mentioned earlier, against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Headed back to Toronto, who has the edge the rest of the series, do you think?
I feel like Toronto has the edge, honestly. They're coming off of that win streak, especially being on the road in LA. I feel like winning that game on the road kind of like gives them like a high. They're on a high and they're going back to Toronto where they're like familiar. And the whole world was betting against them, especially with Trey's like amazing performance pitching in game 5. Like that he had a great game and they're just on a high right now. So I feel like Toronto really does have that edge.
And honestly, I do have to agree with you. Just the fact that Toronto is even like shutting down like Shohei Ohtani, just they're learning how, like, because like I said earlier, the Dodgers were, oh man, this is gonna be another Dodgers
like
World
a sweep,
Series game.
yeah.
But no, these people are fighting back.
And they're finding their rhythm.
Exactly, and like Dodgers literally like they just keep. And every day that the Toronto Blue Jays go more and more up, the Dodgers just get farther and farther from catching up. And it's just like, it's really crazy. So I do think Toronto does have the momentum right now, and the momentum carries you everywhere, especially in the baseball world.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
moving on, as everybody has heard, this guy got a little trick, not a little treat. But LSU head coach Brian Kelly was fired late Sunday night with all this coaching vacancy. Who is the best free agent coach on the market, do you think?
Guys, I want Nick Saban back, okay? I want Nick Saban.
No, yep.
But, okay, so it's probably not attainable, but I think Jimbo Fisher would be really good. I know he's been very vocal about how NIL has changed the football world, but he does, say that he would like to return, to coaching, and he does miss that. He was also the offensive coordinator at LSU under Nick Saban when they won a championship. So I feel like he's already familiar with it. He's already won. I feel like he'd be good.
No, I understand. And honestly, for me, I really didn't even have one because I was like, there's a lot of vacant coaches.
Yeah.
Give me James Franklin. No, I'm kidding. But I actually was going to, I literally thought you were actually meant for real on Nick Saban. I really did. So I didn't read that you actually had Jimbo Fisher. But me too, because like you said, he's been out of the game for a while, but he does have some really good tendencies. And now college football needs that little more of a veteran, more seasoned, more.
Absolutely.
I know your history exactly,
yeah.
so the players can have more trust because that's what I feel is really going in right now. Exactly,
yeah.
but you know what? Bring back Nick Saban.
Bring back Nick Saban.
You know he's doing great. He's doing great right now. He's getting a little more happy as the days go by.
But I miss Nick Saban.
Yeah, Bama ain't the same, man.
No, it's not.
Ain't the same. But when we come back, we're going to get into my favorite, which is the Versus segment with a very special guest. Don't go away. This is One to Know.
want to know, we're joined by our very special guest, Alex.
Hey.
We're about to get into our versus segment.
So excited to get into this one. Okay. Go ahead, Addie, start us off.
So we are going to start with our best NFL Week 8 play. I put Anthony Nelson and his defensive touchdown
I don't know if
against
you
the
can see
Saints.
it. You can like lean over if you need to see it. Oh, I'm blind.
Sounds like a pick six.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Can you see?
Okay. Okay, so. Oh, yeah, you see it?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay, bet. They got a little pick six action going on. But me, I have when Pittman from the Colts was getting the ball in the end zone. The great thing about this is that as he was going down, you see him getting the arm, or getting the ball between his arm, and then just look. Boom, 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 boom. And that counted as a touchdown. And a flag was thrown as well. So that was mine. And I really like it because just being able to complete a really not hard pass, but a pass where someone's literally coming at you and still making it count. That's what football's all about, people. So
Yes.
So which one do you like better?
For this first one, I'm gonna have to go with Georgie's. I feel like we see a bunch of like catches like that at Texas a lot of the time, where like a flag is thrown and we're just like praying that they count it as a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So I love those moments when they do count it and then extra points.
No.
So yeah.
Thank
Also,
you.
Georgie is really scaring me right now, so I don't want to get on her bad side.
Okay. Well, next, what we got, Addie? Because I can't even scroll with these. Let me give me your finger. Real quick.
We have the best MLB play from the past week. I have Trey Yasavage striking out Shohei Ohtani. I feel like it's a really cool moment, especially with that shot.
Oh yeah, striking out Ohtani. That actually is.
I feel
very
like that's
impressive.
and he's a rookie, so I feel like it was a really, really good game for him.
Well, I'm gonna go on the other side of Ohtani and say mine is whenever the Blue Jays. Barger, I think that's how you pronounce his name, his diving catch in this one. And yes, diving catches are very common in baseball. However, this was Shohei Ohtani's ball that he hit, and it was 116 miles per hour. And he was able to get that. And honestly, it's also plays like that that really like can cut the momentum in baseball. I need y'all to be serious. Okay, y'all need to take me seriously right now. But anyway, it's like those moments in baseball where when you have to start picking up the momentum, if you can cut that momentum off before it even starts, that's the reason why the Toronto Blue Jays are doing as good as they are right now. But next one, we got our best college. Oh, you're so right. Already know, guys.
Okay, Addie, don't hate me, but I really
No, it's okay.
like that sliding catch from Georgie. I think those are always super impressive. And we got to watch it a couple times. I really liked it, so I'm also gonna give that one to Georgie again.
Guys, I cannot stop me. Okay, well, thank you, because we're 2-0 right now, but Addie still has a chance to come back.
Yes,
so
yes.
next is our best college football play of week 8. What do you got, Addie?
I have Greg Desbrosiers Jr.'s. Basically, he had a 4th down run that kind of extended Memphis's game-winning like drive. And so it's set up for that upset against South Florida.
Okay, I have to do, and I'm not biased. You have to really put unbiased for me. But I have to do Ryan Niblett's punt return
What a
on
king.
the Mississippi State, because at the end of the day, that is what won Texas the game. Fans were turning off their TVs. Fans were leaving the bars. They were ready to go home, and then boom.
And then
what
we
did
came
Ryan
back.
Niblett do? Give us the momentum. And
He did his thing.
he did his thing, and I was really debating on putting this play or the play where they got in the end zone, but it was like barely there. I had to review, but I really think this one had to do it because Ryan Niblett, he really just created a momentum that the Texas can finally come back, and they didn't lose, so got us back on the board, or got Texas. Sorry, I'm being unbiased. So, but who you got on that one?
This is really bad. It may look like I'm like swinging my votes for Georgie because I really I don't know, that Ryan Niblett catch and then everything that just got us another touchdown, that was literally like a holy grail. So shout out to Ryan Niblett. Like, I literally love that guy so much. Where would we be without him? So I'm gonna have to give this one to Georgie again.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Addie.
It's okay. It's okay, guys. It's okay.
Seriously.
Okay, and then unfortunately we do not have our little ump or referee mistake. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry to our
Sorry,
viewers.
guys.
It's okay, but moving on, our best miscellaneous play. Go ahead, Addie. I'll let you start.
I have a hat trick in hockey. It's
Oh, I love
from
hockey.
Macklin Celebrini, and it's his second career hat trick, and he got it in New York versus the New York Rangers. So
Okay. I'm going to have to go with the NBA solely because I love this name. Austin Tyler Reeves, or also known as Hilly Billy Bomba, from the Lakers, getting a buzzer beater to beat the Timberwolves.
Ooh.
And this was actually a really good one because if my sources are correct, he's like one of those players that like don't really make those type of plays and those game-ending wins. So I don't know. When I was listening to the highlights and all I hear is Hillbilly Bomba, and I was like, yeah, that's the one right there.
that's
so
it.
yeah, and a little buzzer beater, Hillbilly
Bomba.
buzzer beater. Say that three
Hillbilly
times.
Bomba
A buzzer beater.
Okay.
Hillbilly Bomba buzzer beater. Ooh, but okay. What do you think, Alex?
Can you see, George?
Yeah, I can see.
this
I'm trying to
is-
say
okay.
like that.
I'm really at a crossroads here, but I am gonna have to give that one to Georgie again. I just think Hilly Billy Bomba buzzer beater is a winner from me. But all of these clips were so good, and I think all of you guys picked out really good ones. This was really, really hard for me to pick between the two of you guys, but yeah, congrats.
Thank you so much. So that means this is mine. A little quick speech. I just like to thank all my fans, all my haters, all my motivators. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you, and thank you so much, Alex,
Yeah,
for
of
coming
course.
on
Thank
for your
you.
TSTV debut. Wish you could be a little more chill, but that's one to know for you. And when we come back, we'll be talking about our Texas athletics. So stay tuned.
Your hands work, or do I need to
What's
scroll?
up? What's up? We're back on the One and O Sports Show, and we're joined by our very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Jeffrey or Luigi today. Yeah, excited to be on.
Yeah, well,
All
let's
right.
go. And so starting off, we have our Texas football went on the road and beat Mississippi State Bulldogs in 4-38 in overtime. First of all, you were at this game. I want to know your
Yeah.
personal
Yeah, tell us
experience
about
with
it.
it.
How was
Honestly, Starkville is like the best town I've ever been to. The people were like incredibly nice. Like I've never been around a nicer group of people. I wouldn't want to go to school there, but it was like a great time to be there for a weekend. The cowbells are insanely loud when you're there, but actually not annoying, surprisingly. They're actually not bad when they're all going together. And also, what's very funny that when we were up 17 in the game, no one in a Mississippi State jersey still thought that they were going to win. They all still thought they were going to find a way to lose, and they ended up being correct. So, yeah, no, it was a great time.
Ended up being correct. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then, well, glad to know you're still with us after that almost heart attack.
Yeah.
We were about to go through.
Insane.
But yeah, so like I said, they were down 17 points in the fourth quarter, and they came back by the comeback by Ryan Niblett, the punt return for the 2-minute warning. What did this game tell you about this team?
For me, like, it told us that we have fight. This is a team that's going to have to win ugly. We're not going to be blowing teams out. That's very evident. I was actually encouraged with how the offense looked in the fourth quarter. It seems like this is an offense that looks good when we just kind of take the training wheels off and let them play. I think that's something Sark needs to open up in the offense a lot more. And we just need to keep doing, we need more outside runs, more screens. We just need to get our athletes into space to help kind of cover up the offensive line. That's a true issue with this team.
No, and I totally agree. What about you, Addie? What do you think?
I feel like they really like to give us like near heart attacks. I feel like a lot of games this season have been far too close for comfort, but same thing. I feel like it's just kind of when they fall into a rhythm, like they're really, really like a strong and good team. It's just it takes them a while to get there, and it feels like they do play better when they're like scrambling almost. So,
Yeah.
It definitely does give me some hope into just the postseason, as I hope we really do, or they really do go far. So the fact that, like, I like what Jeffrey said, they have to win ugly, and you're gonna have to take the ugly wins because we've been known there's gonna be no blowouts, but I love the fight, and I love that they don't give up, and just the momentum going forward. But moving forward, actually, Texas men's basketball.
Well, thank you.
is
That
heading
was
into the
an
season. I know they
unexpected
face
introduction
Duke on
from
November
Mr.
4th.
Sankey. And
What should fans expect from this team? We say, Santi said you're a college basketball fanatic.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Jeffrey.
Give us your
What do you
spiel.
think?
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot different than what we've been used to. Sean Miller's offensive style is going to be a complete 180 from what Rodney Terry did. Rodney Terry was heavy on the isolation, let guys go create their own shots. Sean Miller's going to be kind of the opposite. We're going to run a lot of plays. You're going to have a lot of beautiful, looking plays. We're going to run it deep into the shot clock before we take shots, ideally. And we're not going to get out and run quite as much as we used to, and we're going to be a lot more disciplined when we do go out and run. And then defensively, Sean Miller's always had really tough teams. They play really hard man-to-man. They switch a lot. And with how big our team is, we have the biggest team we've had in years. So I'm really excited to see how our style of play kind of changes. We're probably going to work inside out mostly with really trying to feed the ball into our big men. The key is going to be getting shooting. We really need Kendall Weaver to step up. He shot 40% his freshman year and has not replicated that whatsoever here at Texas. So if we could just get him to shoot even 30, 35%, that could be a huge thing for this team. And then our best player is definitely going to be Dalen Swain. He's a transfer, came with Sean Miller from Xavier. He's a future NBA player. He probably could have gone to the draft this year and got drafted, but he decided to stay in. He's another guy, if he can add a three-point shot to his game, he'll be an easy first-round pick next year, and he'll definitely be a big factor for this team.
No, and I totally agree because even just the whole style. I know I've talked about this on the show before, but the whole style of practicing and coaching. I was able to attend a men's basketball practice and just see the dynamics totally different. Talking to the players, they said that they love Sean Miller's, they love his work ethic. They love how he doesn't believe in moral victories. It's all about the actual stats. He genuinely takes time to learn, and the boys are retaining it. So I'm actually really excited as well. I know Kendall Weaver is a lot more healthy, put on a lot more muscle, so hopefully we see him more in there as well because Sean does want to put him on the court more and get him more use out of him. So I'm actually really excited just to see how this plays out. But what about you, Addie? What do you think?
I think it's definitely good that we have that new coach. I feel like he's building a good chemistry with the team, and I feel like that's definitely going to be our biggest advantage because I feel like chemistry is a big thing, especially in team sports. So I'm really, really excited to see this new era occur.
Should be really fun. And actually, the Texas will start their season on Tuesday with a neutral site game against number 6 Duke. What I expect from this game, and I have heard some reports, the men's basketball went against TCU and lost, I think, by 20 points. And I don't expect them to win. I don't expect them to completely dominate, but I do expect just the play calling and just the chemistry on the court and just the everything they do on the court. I expect that to be better than it was last year because of these new recruits, but also of just what I've been hearing and what the players have been feeling about this. So I don't expect to go into especially Duke and win, but I do expect to see a very big difference from the team that we saw last year, and that's all I'm looking for. It's just something different, cleaner plays, better defense, better offense for the most part. And yeah, like you said, don't let people not the whole isolated shots not work together. So I'm just looking for some really good team chemistry. But what about you?
Yeah, I think Duke is probably the best team in the country this year. They're actually my national champion pick for the year. I'm super high on them. They bring in one of the best recruiting classes. They bring in Carlos Boozer's two twin sons, Cam and Caden Boozer. Cam Boozer is probably going to be a top 3 pick. He's probably going to end up winning Freshman of the Year. He's a stud. They brought in Dame Sarr, who played on the top professional team in Spain. So he already has a ton of legit professional experience. Bringing him in, the moment's not going to be too big for him. They're also returning a couple of guards that are really going to help out those younger big men. The only chance Texas has in this game is you have to force mistakes and hope that these young players that have not ever really played together, you got to hope that there's just not continuity with them, and they make a lot of mistakes, make it easy for Texas, and we're gonna have to hit shots as well. But yeah, I don't really see this going our way, to be honest. But I am excited to see how we look. I do think the way that we fight, and if we can keep this game relatively close, that'll tell you a lot about this team.
What about you, Addie?
Absolutely. I think it could definitely be competitive, but it just also depends on the chemistry that Texas has with their new players and the new style of coaching. Although it is a neutral site, it is pretty close to Duke still, so I don't think I don't think that really is like a big factor in this. I still think it's going to be a big advantage for Duke, and I feel like it's just a big shift in mentality, really, because you're playing Duke.
Yeah, and it's everybody. It's like a powerhouse. It's everything.
It's kind of like the whole facade that comes with it.
No, 100%. Honestly, I can't wait to get started, and I need to put those Pluckers 5 free wings to use. So I need those watch parties ASAP. But thank you so much for joining us today, Jeffrey. I know we might see you back here later, we might not, but when we come back, for sure, we are gonna have trivia. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. trivia time. Welcome back to 1-0. We got our host, Captain America, with America's ASS over here.
Okay.
But all right,
Thank you,
so you want to describe what we're doing in this?
Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to go in our trivia segment. And just like the past weeks, I have made up all of the questions, and I've tried to make them as obscure and as difficult as humanly possible. The 4 people, we've got Emma on the show now.
Yeah,
Emma's
welcome,
here.
Emma.
Jeffrey's back. We have Georgie and Addie. They're all going to be a team. They're going to try to beat me and see if they can get past the questions that I've made. And they kind of got a little preview of the first one, or whatever one that was. So we'll see if we can... We'll see if they saw it. Let's go ahead. They're going to kind of talk it out.
Okay.
Between each question, let's go ahead and go to the first one.
All right, guys. Team Iron
Perfect.
Man. Let's go. Team Iron Man. Donut.
Hey, I know this one.
Okay.
I know this one too.
Well, ceremonious.
It's 4.
Okay, just.
They saw it. Let's just go to the Let's go to the answer.
Thank you for that little
Let's
treat.
go.
Yeah, they got a point.
Yay!
Okay, so just a little bit.
you,
We had a
Fancy.
sports equinox like a couple days ago, and the first and only team or the first team out of 2 city to have all 4 teams of their own play on the same day was Arizona in 2001.
Wow.
Really close to Halloween, they had World Series and then MLB, NBA, and NFL. Los Angeles did it too with also Major League Soccer in 2018.
Hockey, right?
Coyotes.
The Coyotes.
All right, number 2. How many NFL teams have orange in their logo?
Okay, wait.
Oh, okay, I got you.
There's
Okay,
the
okay.
Bengals.
Bengals.
The Dolphins.
Broncos.
The
Broncos. Browns.
Browns.
Bears.
Bears.
That's 5.
5.
There you go. 5.
Goes only
Five.
yeah, 5.
Okay, they're
Oh, wait,
locking
this
in
is 4.
5.
Hold on, 5.
4.
What?
Woo!
Who'd y'all count?
Dolphins,
Dolphins.
Broncos, Bears,
Bengals.
Browns, Bengals.
Did you do it wrong?
The answer's
They're
that.
getting a point. I forgot Dolphins.
It's definitely 5.
They're getting a
Good
point.
call on
I was looking at
Good pull
either
on
I forgot Dolphins or I forgot to put the word primary, but 2-0. Okay, cool. So I'm about to lose here. Let's go to question 3. How many college teams have won an NCAA volleyball title? I finally got Emma her volleyball
Okay,
question.
Stanford, Texas, Penn. Okay.
Are you playing?
Oh, no, go, Emma, go.
Okay,
Count
I'm
'em.
counting. Stanford,
that's
Texas, Penn, Wisconsin, Nebraska. Thanks. I'll just go 12 because Louis.
Okay, we've got some help from the audience. Let's go and just get the answer.
Louis has been dying for a volleyball question.
Louis, if you're
so
wrong,
we
I'm
have
gonna-
got.
Yay!
Yay! That's a point for Louis. So Loki is
I
like
could
2-1.
probably name all of
Louis.
them.
With 2 points to the team, 1 point to the audience, and I'm still sitting at 0 here. I did not make these hard enough. Let's go to question number 4. What year? I got a little Halloween question here. What year did the first recognized horror movie come out?
What is the first recognized horror movie?
The movie that everyone recognizes as the first
I don't know, but they
It's
were
a
like,
Shining. I think
horror
it's Shining.
movie.
I don't know.
Is it
People think it's
1956,
Or Nightmare on Elm Street.
1895,
I thought they were still burning people at the
1896,
stake in the
or
1800s.
19?
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty
Word,
much. Yeah,
that is
you're right.
true.
No, it's not the 1800s.
It's not the 1800s.
No.
Like-
I want to think like The Shining.
Like the
is
first
what people
movies
think
came
of.
out in like the
that makes
1960s.
sense.
By
it's
first recognized, I mean like
1923.
everyone thinks sees it as like the first ever horror movie.
Ooh.
Like not the
Women's
first
got
big
their
one, just the
rights.
first
Doesn't have
one.
to be
Do you
big.
know?
Just
Do you
the
know
first
the
one.
movie? Because I'm just curious to know the movie at this point. No, don't come afterwards. After we know the answer. But do you know the movie?
I don't remember the title.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
I think
Wait,
it's,
what are we
I think
going
it's
with?
1923.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with 23. I'm gonna go.
1923.
So 1923.
They're gonna lock it in.
Oh my
1896.
They were still burning people at the stake.
It was-
Like Addie said. I was
They were
like
still
Addie
burning
said.
Yes, the
people at the stake in
guillotine
the
did exist. It was a
1800s.
French movie. It was a short film, silent. It was
The
like
French-
Les the one of no.
The
I don't
French
know.
love magic.
The
It
French
doesn't
love
count.
movies. Yes, that one. So it had demons and stuff like that. It's the first really. It's the horror movie everyone thinks is the first
Gay
one.
movie time.
That they ever made.
TSTV
I've got
ready.
one. Let's go over to question number
It does
5.
have one, guys.
What MLB team is the only team to ever win the World Series on Halloween? Is it the Yankees, the Diamondbacks, the Cubs, or the Astros?
It's not the Astros, I know that, but I don't know other than that.
I can tell you tonight.
Actually,
gonna
it's
be
not the
Toronto.
Cubs either.
Ha, I like that. I like
Yeah, it's
that.
not the Cubs. It's
I don't know
the
baseball.
Diamondbacks.
Right now, the
won in
standings are
6
2 to the
games.
team,
I
1 to the
feel
audience,
Okay,
and I've got
the
Yankees
thing is-
just
No,
seems
no, no, no.
good.
The
I
Yankees
would've
have
gotten
won
it if I
27
gotten
World
the count.
Series. It's the best guess.
Yeah.
But Arizona won it in Game 5 or Game 6, which would line up. So it might be Arizona.
I say okay. I don't know. I'm gonna go with.
I think Yankees is a safer guess, but
Yeah,
feel like
but
that's
like
just,
Arizona
yeah.
would be a deep pool, so it's.
Louis, do you know that?
that makes me think it's
Silent.
yeah. Let's go Arizona. That's probably why he picked it.
It is Arizona, yes.
Hey! Okay,
Yankees
Jeffrey.
won most of them before they started playing the World Series in
Yeah.
October, so they were way
Makes
earlier. Astros won it on like November 1st both times. I lived it.
I have no
And the Cubs was Game 7. So yeah, it would be the IMAX. So 3 to the team, 1 to the audience. I got 1 point. Looks like the team wins.
Yay! Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Yay! Well, thank you so much, Captain America. Team Iron Man won as per usual. We already know the real. There you go. It's okay. It's okay. The audience should not be talking right now. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Emma. Okay, I'm gonna also just real quick. We're gonna go down and just say what your costume is. So Emma, go ahead. What's your costume?
I'm one of the robbers who robbed the Louvre.
Yeah.
I love the Louvre robbers. But guys, they like caught them and they're in custody right now.
I don't know.
So I'm waiting for their jailbreak.
No, love it. Hey, they did the heist. They can do the jailbreak.
Yes, they
But
can.
yeah, but
Okay.
well, yeah. Well,
I'm saying
I like her.
I think
her.
all of ours are
Stanford.
self-explanatory.
Yeah, 100%. I don't even know what I am, but thank you again for joining us, guys. Thank
Who do you
you,
have?
Tyler, aka Captain America.
Thank
Jeffrey,
you,
aka Luigi.
Nicki Minaj's skeleton over here.
Literally,
No, they,
look
came,
at
they
I'm
went
gonna.
far in the tournament like 2 years ago. They took Texas out.
All right.
Anyway, when we come right back, we'll wrap it up with our pick'em segment. So stay tuned, and we'll be right to the 1-0 Sports. We have our last final, but not the worst segment going on, and it's our pick'ems. So this is what happens. We're gonna go through. Usually we go through matches and we give our best predictions, but today it's all gonna be about college basketball. So starting off for our first pick is I'm gonna start off with you, Jeffrey. Who do you think is on the run to be a national player of the year?
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit obscure with this one. I'm gonna go Donovan Dent. Just transferred into UCLA from New Mexico. He averaged 20.4 points per game and 6.4 assists at New Mexico. He shoots over 40% from three. He's going to be one of the best point guards in the country. I think he is the best point guard in the country. He's teaming up with Sky Clark, who's another guy that I think can take a big jump this year. The two of them in the backcourt at UCLA, I mean, this guy could easily average 22 and 8. And I think, in Mick Cronin's style of offense, Donovan Dent's going to really thrive. So, yeah, but take him at plus 3,500. Good value on that.
Yeah, you could check this guy out for that. But what about you, Addie? What do you think?
Okay, guys. So basketball is not my forte. So I went to like the ranked players, okay, and they have Braden Smith ranked at number 1 heading into 2025-2026 season. And so I was like, okay, like I'm sure he's good. So he's a senior for Purdue, and he's really cementing himself as one of the best point guards in the country. Last season he averaged a career high of 15.8 points and 8.7 assists. So I'm really excited to see how his senior season goes and what he's going to do with Purdue.
Okay. I might do a little bit of a double take on this from the first question and the next question coming up. But give me Cameron Boozer. Just for the, okay, also, first of all, fire last name. But of Duke. We already heard of Duke being a powerhouse team and going absolutely crazy. And I honestly think he is the safest bet, not only, I mean, obviously we're going to get into this more. He's the safest bet, but not only for his play freshman of the year, but national player of the year. Mm-hmm. He is a long-standing career. He has long-standing career assists and a record that is essential with delivering. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm really not blanking, but my.
You're great.
Oh my gosh, I have so much like. 1 second.
Oh no.
Anyway, we're good. But he's stacking up 20 points, 10 assists. He's doing really, really good right now. And what I've heard from his coaches, not directly, but from the press conferences and is that he's actually such a really valuable asset to the team right now because he's creating this new momentum that gives Duke that fresh new start that is not super new, but something that gives them that new clarity and breath of fresh air going into the season. So I'm going to go more on this in the next question, but I have Boozer for national. But moving on to, like I said, freshman of the year. We'll start off with you, Addie. What do you think?
I actually have Cameron Boozer, too. So he's expected to bring a lot to the offensive play, and he was like really sought after, with some even saying he's the most sure thing in basketball. And he just has a very dynamic style of play, and he's very mature with his two-way floor game. So we also do open up playing Duke, so I'm really excited to see how that goes and kind of how he plays.
Okay, what do you think?
Yeah, we're going to have a clean sweep on freshman of the year. I also have Cam Boozer.
Yeah.
I mean, he was two-time national player of the year in high school. He was MVP at the All-American game. I also think it's a big factor that his twin brother is going to be playing with him, Caden Boozer.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of, obviously continuity with that. Their dad was an NBA player for many years. This is just going to be it is almost too easy of a pick to pick Cam Boozer. But he's just kind of like she just said, he's almost a can't miss guy. He's a kind of a surefire hit. He'll be a top 3 draft pick. Yeah, he's going to have a long NBA career.
Yeah, I was super excited about that. And I wanted to touch on that. Like his twin brother, just father, family, it's kind of just instilled in him. He could be a new dynasty coming on right now. So we got a little SEC preview.
Okay.
So I'm guessing what I kind of took from this is kind of get your little top team you think might come out of it, and then your reasons why.
Yeah.
I had Florida. I really loved their performance last year. They are known for making the things, and I don't know what they're ranked in the preseason poll right now. I don't think
Towards
they're ranked.
The top.
Yeah, I don't think they're ranked 1, but that's because there's just a lot of new talent come in. So I think Florida can do a really good thing. It's because a lot of people just being such a standout team, and a lot of teams get very intimidated going by them, even when it is an away game as well, just because they are a very veteran team. And I know that they had lost not too much guys, but they have brought up a couple. But even just seeing the pressers before, the energy and the chemistry seems to be really good. And if they can continue that and dominate against those teams who come into them without really being properly prepared, I think they can really just take it over like they did last year. But what do you think, Jeffrey?
Yeah, for me, so I think Kentucky is a team that we really have to watch. We're gonna there's gonna be an interesting experiment to find out how good a roster can money buy. They're saying they spent $22 million on their roster, which is a pretty insane number. They do have the SEC preseason away. He's just a guaranteed double-double pretty much every night. They brought in some big men as well to help him out from the transfer portal, and Jaden Quaintance and Mohamed Diabate. The big issue for Kentucky a season ago was their three-point shooting. That is something I think they've really filled. They brought in a transfer in Cam Williams, who shot over 41% last year, to help fix this. And Owe is another guy that he shot 35% last year. That could even go up. And if he's able to do that, Kentucky's a real threat to win the national championship. And then I also have Tennessee as a team that people are not really talking about too much this year, but a Rick Barnes team you can never count out. They're kind of in the post-Kai Ziegler era, and they're not going to have a necessary bona fide scoring threat that they've had the last 2 years with Chaz Lanier and Milicic last year. But they did bring in Jacoby Gillespie, who's one of the best players from that Maryland team that made a deep run in the tournament last year. They still have Felix Okpara, who might be the best defender in the SEC. So this is a team that, as the season goes, they're still going to be right around there. And Nate Ament as well, top 5 recruit in the class, talking about freshman of the year. He's kind of a sleeper that could end up winning that. So yeah, Tennessee definitely has a good shot this year.
Yeah. What do you think, Addie?
Okay, so I have Alabama. I feel like they're preparing for a really challenging schedule. So they've got a very talented roster, especially with the return of key players such as Aiden Holloway and Labaron Philon. But they open up their season playing North Dakota, and then they go on to play St. John and Purdue. However, their first SEC matchup would be against Kentucky, and so I am really excited to see kind of how that plays out, because I feel like they've been definitely changing their playing style as well. No, I feel like it's a lot more fast now.
Yeah, but going on to the Big 12, I think I have eyes on Houston right now. I love Texas Tech. They play some really great basketball. I need to go up to Lubbock. That's the only time I'll ever be in Lubbock. But I think Houston, they in the Ken Palm ranking, they finished at the second-ranked team. And each of the last 4 seasons, they had such a great streak going on. And you can expect them to be elite on defense, and as per usual in the backcourt with Milo Zuzan and Umal Sharp certainly really does help. But the big question is can these powerhouses like Duke and Florida really be able to stop them? Because even now, and just how they ended their last season, and even just the whole coaching style, I really do like it, because yes, they did get eliminated, but they really do have the tools to be a very powerful team this year, and I really think of them really dominating the Big 12 conference. But it really is going to see how Texas Tech comes back. I know they had a couple guys head out as well. Some of them made it to the NBA, got a lot of stuff happened with the Texas Tech, but I'm just really excited to see how it goes out. But yeah, and especially with their freshman class, I did read up that they're loaded right now, so I'm really just excited to see how that plays out. What about you, Addie? What do you think?
So I have Texas Tech, actually. I feel like they're a very strong contender for the championship this year. They have key players returning, such as JT Toppin and Christian Anderson. They have acquired a lot of talent through transfers and recruiting. However, it looks like their strategy is really going to be building around that core duo and emphasizing on spacing with shooters and just kind of finding a good mix between their old players and their new players. Their non-conference schedule includes some good matchups against Arkansas and Duke, and then their conference schedule includes matchups against Houston and BYU, actually. So they're looking like a very strong team, and it could be a very, very good season for them.
I'm excited. I'm
very
What about
excited
you,
for that.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, one team I'm really high on is BYU. They were kind of like the late emergers last season. They went on a crazy hot streak to make the tournament, made a deep run in the tournament. And they're returning their best player from that team, in Richie Saunders. He averaged 16.5 points per game. He shot 43% from three. He's probably the best shooter in the country. Another guy, I mean, if I didn't pick Donovan Dent for National Player of the Year, he would have been my choice. They also added in the top recruit in the nation, AJ DeBonsa. He's a guy that can create shots everywhere on the court. Him and Ricky Saunders playing together, I can't wait to see that. This is going to be an offensive powerhouse. The big question mark for them is who can be that other guard. They brought in transfer Robert Wright, who is a pretty solid player at Baylor, but that other guard spot, they don't really have a guy that's bona fide in there right now. So if they can get somebody to step up right there, BYU is a team that can not only threaten to win the Big 12, but really go deep in March. And then my other team you got to talk about is Iowa State. They're always like one of my favorite teams every year. TJ Otzelberger is my favorite coach in the country. I wish Texas would have thrown a ton of money at him to try to hire him away. They have probably one of the best point guards in the country, Taman Lipsey. He's been there a while. If he didn't get injured last year, Iowa State was probably a Final Four team. They also brought back Milan Momcilovic and Joshua Jefferson. So they're returning a lot of guys, a lot of continuity there. They're going to play great defense as every Iowa State team does. And so the Cyclones they're pretty much a mainstay at the top of the Big 12 as long as Otzelberger's there.
Okay. And then I love this analysis, man. Like I need to have a sit down conversation with you before this starts because
I gotcha.
It's so great. But moving on, I got lost in the spot. But I'm guessing it's the ACC.
Yes.
That's the next one coming up. Yes. So the ACC, like I have mentioned before, and I do sound like a broken record, Duke is the team to beat. The Blue Devils were picked to win the ACC Men's Basketball Championship, earning 34 of 49 of the first place votes in the select media panel. And I don't know if you could tell, this is one I actually did some really good research on. We had the freshman Cam from Boozer as a power forward, but while they are ranked number 6 nationally, when they do have a really good field, and they have to look out for teams like Louisville, because I think that they are not a team to definitely ignore right now, and North Carolina. The Boozer, son of the All-American Carlos, entered the season one of the most anticipated players, and I'm really like, I had the whole thing right here, but I was like, it's the same thing that we all hit, and I don't want to bore y'all with that one more time. So actually, even just hearing what y'all got too. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Louisville is it's definitely the second best team in this conference. I think they're going to be one of the best shooting teams in the entire country. Every one of their guys, every one of their guards can shoot. They're also great at rebounding. The issue for Louisville is going to be size and big men. The issue with Duke is a massive team this year. I think that's one of the reasons Texas is really going to struggle with them. And Louisville just doesn't really have the size to match them. So when they play a team like Duke, they're going to have to just have a great shooting night and get good rebounding from their guards. If they get that, they can definitely beat Duke on a night. But it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually have that consistency. And then a team to look out for is NC State. If everyone remembers the McNeese State run from last year with Amir Khan and all that stuff, they hired away Will Wade from there. Will Wade was probably the top coach out there this offseason. It was a great hire by NC State. And they brought in Darion Williams as well, who was outstanding at Texas Tech last year. One of the it's all Big 12 first team last year. He's a great player. They also brought in a couple guys over from McNeese. So NC State's a team to watch out for that could make some noise in the ACC.
All right, what about you, Addie?
I have Louisville too. They're ranked 11 in the preseason right now, and it is their second year being coached by Pat Kelsey. And so he had a pretty good season like for his first year, and so they're kind of like still rolling off of that, and I feel like he's bringing like really good energy to that team. Their roster is also a mix of returners and new talent, so I feel like these players could kind of like build their backcourt, and it really makes the team versatile when it comes to playing, and they definitely are a big team to look out for.
For sure. And then last but not least, we do have the Big Ten. I'm gonna let you go ahead, Jeffrey. I just want to know.
So I'm gonna.
I'm listening to him right now. Like I forget that I have to do my own analysis. I'm like, okay, go.
So Purdue's definitely the best roster on the team, but I personally like UCLA. As I already talked about, Donovan Dent. I love that guy. I think he's just going to completely transform this UCLA team. They brought in Sky Clark, transfer from Louisville, he can really shoot it well. He's going to benefit so much from playing with a point guard like that. He's previously been a guy that's always had to kind of take the ball up the court and run the offense. Now he'll get a chance to kind of sit back and just score, and that's going to be huge for him. They also are bringing back their leading scorer from a year ago in Tyra Belotto, and so they have a lot of guys that have had individual success and not necessarily played on a great team before, but I'm really excited to see all these guys individuals. I really trust Mick Cronin. I think he's a really good coach, so I think he's going to be able to put it together. And then Illinois is also another team to look out for. They have a pair of 7-foot twins, and I'm not even going to try to say their name.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they got crazy names, no idea how to say their names. Tomislav and Zvonimir. But yeah, they're going to have great rim protection. They should be one of the best defensive teams, as well as like Brad Underwood in of himself is always a good defensive coach. And they also brought in Andrej Stojakovic, who's one of the best players in the country a year ago. He averaged like 18 points a game at Cal last year. So he's a really solid player. So I think Illinois is a team that not very many people are talking about. But if their young guys can develop quickly for them, they have a shot in the Big Ten.
No, and it's always those teams that hide under the radar that you actually do need to think about.
Wow.
But same thing. The Boilermakers, obviously, that's something. But also another people to look out for is Michigan. Michigan, yeah,
Go Blue.
yay! Oh my
Go
gosh,
Michigan.
The fact that Raymond said whoop whoop, like okay, I finally had a good sports take over here, guys. Dusty May had completely reshaped the roster through the transfer portal. They focused on interior dominance with Yaxel and Adi and Morris Johnson. Junior, they have elite rim protection and rebounding. Rebounding does and should define this team. And the shooting is a big question mark, though. I will be honest. Spacing can honestly make or break the season. That's the only thing that really kind of gets them a little bit. I was like, because I've heard Raymond rant about this, so I was able to actually pull some things from deep in the cranium. And Elliot, they have very bad last names, so apologize. But Elliot is a very creative playmaker, but he's a little bit inconsistent. If you can clean that up and just make that a little more consistent, which is obviously repetition meets perfection. And then you also just have key freshmen like Trey McKinney, and then returners like Roddy Gale Jr. and LJ Carson. They just must step up from that three. But like I said, if the shots fail, Michigan's size and balance does make them a big serious Big Ten contender. And honestly, as soon as you kind of get over that little Boilermaker hump, you really can shape your team. But what about you, Addie?
I actually have Michigan too. I love Michigan. Go Blue. But
go to the Victors.
I think it definitely he did a whole bunch of reshaping to that core, so I feel like it would be really good to see that play out this year. And like Georgie said, they're very versatile, and it's a very strong two-way potential with them. However, it is just that backcourt that could be facing some spacing issues because they are lacking some shooters. But they do have a good lineup of non-conference games against USC and Rutgers, and then they do have away games against Michigan State, Purdue, and Ohio State. So that'll be really interesting to see.
Okay. And I know it's not on here, but just to wrap up this, because I really love just all our perspectives, who do y'all think is going to be the most dominant conference in college basketball this season?
It's hard to. The SEC was so good last year. It was probably the best conference we've ever seen.
They had 1, 2, 3. They had top 4 seeds, didn't they?
It was something like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty incredible. They got 13 teams in the NCAA tournament. They're not going to be that good this year, as good this year. I do think the Big 12 it's stacked throughout, and you have a lot of teams that we didn't even touch on Kansas and Baylor, who are two teams
teams to look out for.
And they brought in great recruiting classes this year, and so both of those teams, if they can put it together, they have great coaches, obviously. So yeah, the Big 12 it's pretty wide open this year. I'm excited to see how the Big 12 goes.
No, I'm excited to see how it goes. Same thing, SEC was great last year, but
this year's gonna be a little.
Like I said, though, but catch me in Lubbock for a Texas Tech game, guys. I'm not even kidding. It's going to be super fun. Well, thank you so much, Jeffrey, for joining us. Love that analysis. We will be having some coffee and chat as I'm trying to get more into the college basketball world. So he did stand us up on this little segment, but we all love it. And
it was amazing.
We love it always. But that'll do it for this week's episode of our Halloween special of 1-0 of this year. Don't forget to join us on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. for a new episode of College Press Box, Wednesdays live at 9 p.m. for a new episode of College Crossfire, and next Friday at 11 a.m. for another episode of 1 and 0. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great and safe weekend, and happy Halloween.